or live chat readings. They also provide email readings too. So go ahead, call now, 1-800-717-7887, or log on to CertifiedPsychics.com. It's truly a great experience. Save up to 70% or more on jewelry at gemvestors.com. A huge selection of diamond and gemstone jewelry in gold, silver, and platinum. It's in stock now at gemvestors.com. Free shipping is included on many items. Gemvestors sells jewelry, electronics, DVDs and Blu-ray movies, MP3 music downloads, books, video games, computers, and much more. Find incredible deals during our After Christmas sale. Click on our banner ad to go to gemvestors.com today.
More than talk. It's entertaining insight and discoveries. You're listening to Journeys with Rebecca.
All right, everyone. Welcome back. And we're here visiting with Wendy Kennedy and Mrs. P. Welcome back.
Our pleasure, dear.
Hello. All right. I would need to get to this question here. I have a ton of questions coming into the chat box, and I need to get to them because after they roll over to the screen, I have to really go and search for them again, and so it can be a little challenging. My monitors aren't able to get into the chat box tonight, so I'm a little monitor short here in the chat box tonight. This one was when you were talking about our connection to Source. She says, this one is from Cecil, and the question is, if one has a trigger that results in an emotional response that is intense, i.e. sadness, isolation, feeling of not being supported, does that mean that this is also probably a past life, future life tie-in because of the intensity? And could you give some suggestions on how to process that?
When you are experiencing something to an extreme, when you feel that your emotional response to a situation is a bit out of balance to how you think you would normally react, that's usually an indication that either you are tapping into another lifetime or that you are tapping into somebody else's energy. It's one or the other, especially for those who are empathic. They can tap into other people's emotions and take it on and try to process it as their own. So it's something for you to be aware of. And you can check in with yourself and ask yourself, is this mine or does this belong to someone else? And all of you intuitively, as you check in, will know the answer. It really doesn't matter if it's a past life or future life. You don't have to know about the lifetimes. All you have to do is deal with what's in front of you, what you have created and generated in this lifetime. How it all works. Within your own energetic field are stored all of the records of all of the experiences of all of your lifetimes. So if you have another aspect of yourself that is, say, dealing with the issue of abandonment, and it didn't get integrated in that lifetime, because you are wanting to have the highest vibrating energetic field that you can, what you want to do is integrate that issue. So you will recreate that issue in the now, that same frequency of abandonment. It's also what you call karma. It's another way of thinking about karma. So what you're doing, just like you've got a room full of tuning forks, if you hit one note of E, all the other tuning forks that are E's are going to resonate. All right, so as you strike that fear in the now, everywhere else that it's stored in a record and hasn't been integrated starts to vibrate, and that's why it feels more intense. So what do you do with it? See how it's been of service. What is it showing you about yourself? And when you start to see it from a higher perspective, why you created it, how it's of service, that's when you integrate it. If you're in a state of grief, the one thing that we wanted to say, and we didn't get a chance to, when we were talking about the tube of light that you stand into when you're connected with Source, when you're in stress, fear, worry, doubt, shame, blame, guilt, any of the lower vibrational frequencies, this giant tube shrinks down to about an inch wide. So not a lot of information travels along that path. And it may be very difficult for you to see another perspective. And this is a perfect example of when you want to stop. You can feel the emotion. You can process it. If you need to cry, that's just fine. You know, crying is not a bad thing. It processes energy out of your body. So don't think, oh, wait, here I am crying again. It's all right. Better that you cry and get it out than stuff it down into your body. So allow yourself to have the emotional experience and then shift out of that. Try to find something that puts a smile on your face. And then look at the issue again. When you look at it again, you are hopefully, if you found something that puts a smile on your face, looking at it from a higher perspective. And ask yourself why you created it, what you learned. Your subconscious wants to tell you. Your subconscious wants you to know. The first several times you ask, you might say, I don't know, because you may have resistance. But eventually you're going to fill in the blank, and you'll get an answer to your question. It's just going to pop into your head. And when you see why you created it, it's almost like you immediately let it go. It's like, oh, that's why. Wow, look what I created. That was pretty interesting. That was pretty profound. So that's how you shift energy, to see why you created it. What is it showing you about yourself? It's all an illusion anyway.
Yeah, we have to remind ourselves of that a lot, that this is really just an illusion. And so that's a tough one. That's a tough one.
It gets easier. The higher you go in vibration, the easier it becomes to see it all as an illusion, and it's very malleable. 2010 is the year of manifestation.
That's true.
2011 is the year of activation. 2012 is the year of transformation. So this year, you all get to play around with manifesting reality. You're going to see things generated and created right before your eyes very, very quickly. So you're going to really be able to perfect your ability to pulse out what it is you want, be aware of whether you're dropping in and out of that frequency, and observe what you've created. Is this the vibration that you like, or do you want to make a new vibrational selection? So in other words, if you've created a drama for yourself, all right, what is it teaching you? What is it showing you? All right, and are you integrating the lesson, or do you want to keep repeating this until you get your own attention? So it's just another way of looking at the situation. You've created it all. Do you want to keep going, or do you want to choose something else?
I like that.
Are you bored? Have you been there, done that, and it's just not interesting because you played this out so many times? Are you done with it? And you make a new selection. You know what lies down path A. Why don't you choose path B?
Yeah, I like that idea. I like that idea.
And this is the year you all get to perfect it.
I love that part of it. I do. All right. This next question is one of interest to me as well, because I've heard a lot of people chatter about this, Mrs. P. This is from Adelaide. Wanted to ask about this is a little off topic, by the way. Wanted to ask about the beings that come through Sedona Stargate that are about 4 feet tall and have rectangular bodies. Their energy is very happy.
Well, there are a lot of beings who are present. And again, if we gave you a name, it really wouldn't mean that much to you. But there are so many beings who are observing what's going on the planet, because what happens here as you go through this ascension process is going to impact the entire universe. And we know that's a lot for you to kind of wrap your brain around. But as we've said many, many times, those of you who've heard us before, that Earth is the grand experiment. That it has genetic material from thousands and thousands of worlds upon it. And